I see your spirit, my beautiful child, and I speak to you now with a heart full of love and care. I can see every tremor of uncertainty and every glimmer of optimism you possess. How life's storms have depleted you and caused you to doubt your value, and let me now give you the bravery you need for the future, so that every aspect of you may realize that my love for you is unwavering, eternal, and beyond all human limitations. Understanding, let these words to pour like a healing flood into your heart, restoring the dreams you believed were gone and reviving your faith. I have seen every tear that dropped from your eyes, and you were never alone when you let out a secret sigh when no one else was there to hear it, because even at your darkest moments, my presence was like a soft whisper all around you. Valley's faith that no pain you've gone through is pointless in my magnificent design. Even if you traversed desolate deserts and scaled towering heights of trial, I have often been your invisible bulwark, protecting you from secret threats and bolstering you when you faltered in fatigue. I extend an invitation for you to enter my heart and realize that I do not live far away, unconcerned with your situation, and I stand at the entrance to your deepest. Will you allow me to enter now that I'm prepared to bring about renewal? My compassion is genuine, intimate, and ever-present. It is not a far-off idea. It is the same kindness that inspired me to bring light into the dark and create life when there was only hopelessness. I am your nothing in this world can separate you from my embrace if you cling to me. I am your solid rock. Prayed for transformations, miracles, and a breakthrough that might change the trajectory of your life. Don't ever consider that I can't hear your screams. I am the one who opened the seas and closed the lions. My arm is not too short to assist you. Tongues who revived the dead. And dare to trust that the same God exists. My love is not too tiny to repair what you have lost. Who worked miracles in antiquity is still at work, combining the strands of your life into a masterpiece of grace and triumph. Let faith to blossom inside you like the dawn, which becomes brighter with every moment that goes by. I sense your remorse and sadness for the errors you feel prohibit you from obtaining my blessings, but I advise you to accept yourself as you are. I didn't come to condemn you. My forgiveness is not limited. It is offered to you in order to repair you and bring you into the entirety of my divine family. Is lavishly bestowed onto every heart that bows down before me. Free yourself from the bonds of self-loathing, because I have taken on your problems so that you may go freely, and let my mercy to wash over you until all of your shame is gone. Replaced by my assurance and serenity, I understand how you have struggled with paralyzing worries. You stay up at night worrying about if tomorrow would bring more disappointment, my kid fears. Instead, I'm here to shield you from the storms and carry you through them. Shelter of my wings, consider how a shepherd leads his sheep to more fertile fields, and be alert. Do I protect you against predators by directing you step by step toward, when you're tired, depend on me because I've prepared a haven of rest and plenty. I never get weary of your reliance. Let this realization sink in. You are not only a face in the throng, but to me, you are valued and selected. Even when you felt overwhelmed, the life pumping through your veins has a purpose, and the air in your lungs is a gift from me. People have ignored or cast you aside, but I have loved you despite your doubts, your own dignity. I've always loved the way you walk with the assurance that you are so valuable to the Creator of the universe that He still loves you in a really intimate manner. You only see pieces of unclear roots when you contemplate your future, and opportunities that scare you, but I can see the whole vista. Last page of your narrative, and despite whatever obstacles you face, it concludes in triumph and glory. They are chapters rather than the final act, therefore go on with confidence that I am arranging events, lining up chances, and putting the appropriate people in your way at the correct time. At the appropriate time, every setback may turn into a period of development, every obstacle and chance for you to entirely rely on my power. Don't hate them in between times, because I am preparing you for the more difficult responsibilities that lie ahead. Remember the many. Perhaps you have forgotten how I stepped in when you faced obstacles that seemed insurmountable. When everything seemed hopeless, let thankfulness for those who came before you blossom. Rescues. Remember that thankfulness might serve as your shield against despondency. That the same God who saved you back then is still with you now. When your heart is thankful, it creates a place where faith may grow. Grace when others see only impossible, and faith that sees potential judgment. I don't care about the superficial. I haven't picked you based on looks or material achievements, factors that people often use to evaluate themselves or one other, such as the color of your eyes or the shape of your features. Your height and social standing have no bearing on how much I adore you. I admire your heart and your readiness to love, serve, and live for you. In actuality, you appear before me in genuineness rather than in performance. Take off the masks of pretense and reveal your really self in that vulnerable manner. Find the freedom you've always desired. Some have attempted to misrepresent my message by spreading criticism and inciting fear. Please know that I am not like those who use my words to manipulate or hurt others, who falsely portray me. My voice is intelligent and kind, untarnished by the corruption of this world. Even though I am the just judge, my justice is my heart, filled with mercy, yearns for healing, not estrangement, for your reunion. Devastation, so that no one can take away from you the truth about my love. Unconditional. I won't turn you away in the innermost parts of your being if you approach me with sincerity. Born scars from cruel remarks, treachery, or your own mistakes. Even though these wounds are unseen, they are weighing you down right now. Ask me to hold them in my hands. Can you see how I gently care for each piece of your brokenness? You have shed tears, and my soul functions like a skilled doctor, gently tending to each wound. Allow me to heal every heartache and purify every area of your heart that has been hurt as you open up to me about your wounds, creating room for a new level of you have burdens you can no longer bear. Thus you need tranquility to blossom inside yourself. Alone. Uncertainties in relationships, financial difficulties, and regarding your calling, I hope you present them to me with the confidence that I can raise what is too much for you. So you ask me to help via your prayers. Closing the distance between heaven's plenty and your earthly struggles. Even though the solutions may not always show up the manner or at the time you anticipate, they will always take the shape that best suits your mood. Every closed door serves as a protective barrier, and every good one might be a moment of divine alignment. From a route not intended for you, pay close attention to what I say, regardless of how, even if you've made a lot of errors and have felt inadequate, you still deserve my blessings. Because I bestow them upon you out of love, not because of your merit. If blessings were reserved for the worthy of standing, yet my grace is extended to every heart that accepts it with humility. So let yourself be receptive to the abundance of kindness I want. This is your heritage as my cherished creation, to be poured into your life. Do not allow the voices of shame or judgment to hold you back. Instead, embrace it and enjoy it. You are a part of a far bigger tale than you realize until you taste the richness I provide. Develop a vast story that spans centuries and continuity. You have a role that only you can play with your skills and abilities, and your personality is specifically suited for that position. Don't envy other people's journeys, not disparage your own chances or envy theirs. Instead, my approach for you is strategic and personal, creating a lovely tapestry that only really comes to life when every thread is placed. Consider the appearance of a single thread in a large tapestry. Useless unless it's seen as a component of the total. When you're feeling lost, open the "Let my words speak" from texts that have enlightened many souls before you. Aresh, as if they were written only for you. See how they tackle the fundamental your heart's inquiries, and how they help you decide what to do when all the possibilities seem unclear. The certainty that I will always be the same kind, devoted and unstoppable in strength. Let each pledge fortify you like a war shield. Keep it up against the doubtful arrows, because my word has vanquished the most powerful delusions of despair for millennia. Remember that relaxation is a sign of trust and a way to show that when you sleep, you acknowledge that the universe is still under my control. Vigilant eye that is not yours. It allows you to breathe deeply and releases your heart from the never-ending grind of independence. Resting in me also entails calming the mind, since I am your supplier. Noise of your worries and listening to my soft voice that comforts you. Remain still and recognize that I am God. At that moment, you restore perspective. Remembering how much you are loved allows you to dream again, something you haven't done in a long time. Denying your heart's desires because you believe they are worthless or unachievable. However, I am the deity who gives dry bones life and creates new beginnings from the dead. Dare to see the amazing opportunities that lie ahead of you as you follow my instructions, and let your soul to imagine the change that takes happen when you use the talents I gave you. If you combine that vision with "No mountain will be impassable" with faith and persistence, dreams sparked by my spirits may be irresistible forces for good. Make it a daily habit to forgive others as well as yourself. You have long had remorse for hurting yourself over the past. Let go of mistakes or lost chances right away, since holding on to guilt just keeps you in a cycle of introspection. My forgiveness is a continuous call to get back up after every autumn, to gain knowledge and develop. And upon receiving my forgiveness, you respect the "I gave up something to liberate you." And when you forgive me, you reflect my own character, and in doing so, your heart serves as a healing medium for a shattered. Examine how my redemptive power may be used to forgive the world. It is not a sign of weakness. Your relationships are the arenas where family conflicts are shown and love is put to the test. Misunderstandings with friends and disputes at work may either be sources of resentment or chances for development and empathy. Always choose the route of "bless those who have been harmed" by humility that seeks communication and understanding, rather than stoking animosities. Because by doing this, you break the bonds that confine you to suffering and allow your words to serve as tools of heart. By constructing bridges rather than barriers, my empire grows. Little by little, via genuine acts of grace. Keep in mind that your body is also a gift from me. Give it the consideration and attention it needs. Feed it and let it rest. Protect it from harmful forces. I created you with complete awareness of your cells and breath. You are magnificently and terribly constructed. Do not hate or disregard the vessel I have provided for you, because it allows you to live life and help others, and demonstrate my moral equilibrium in everything, which results in mental harmony. The wonder of your physical being is celebrated by your body and soul, while maintaining your gaze on the eternal world that awaits you, protects your. The seeds of doubt, fear, and temptation are planted in your mind from the beginning of your existence. Take root and revitalize your mind every day by filling it with positive facts, and lead you into the splendor of holiness. Reject the temptation to ruminate on the negative or to stoke animosities, because these only distort your viewpoint. Let your inner monologue to align with my realities. You are cherished. You have been selected and are meant to resist falsehoods that cast doubt on your identity or my kindness, rather of focusing on the promises that have kept my kids alive throughout history. Make use of the skills I have been inserted into you. They are not arbitrary. Rather, they are purposefully made to be moved and shared. If you sing, let your music to inspire others with hope. If you teach, do so patiently. And if you write, let your words reflect my light and humility. If you have business acumen, make sure your transactions are fair and just. If you are a leader, mentor people with compassion. You will witness more acts of love the more you put your skills into them. The kingdom principle states that when seeds are sown in Phi, they will produce a harvest of wisdom is my gift to those who seek it out, because it is more valuable than wealth. I respectfully suggest that you use it to separate timing from haste and truth from deceit, and modesty from pride. People want fame or fortune, but real knowledge transforms your personality into something far more durable and enables you to tell the truth and handle disagreements with grace, love, and to behave in a manner that respects me. This understanding is not discovered in shallow knowledge, is the result of respect for my methods, which were cultivated through prayer. Participate in fellowship with those who seek me out with an obedient heart. The path of faith was never intended to be taken alone. There is power in solidarity. Carrying each other's burdens, sharing in one another's happiness, and easing each other's internal sorrows. If you are alone, pray. If you are in a real community, your faith is strengthened, your hope is restored, and your love is enlarged. If you are in a community, consider how you may bless and uplift people in order to make relationships that can edify you. My spirit is invited to work powerfully among you via group worship and prayer. When you face challenges that seem like heavy shackles, tell yourself that I have the ability to break any yoke.